everyone. Welcome back to our podcast. How are you, Daniel?
Hi, I'm doing great, thank you. And you?
I'm doing well too. It's so nice to have you all here with us. We have a really fun topic today, but before we dive in, remember to like, subscribe, and share our channel. It helps us bring more useful English content for learners like you.
Absolutely. And today we're talking about something very interesting, dating and relationships in English. It's a topic that comes up a lot in real life, and we'll give you phrases, tips, and examples you can actually use.
Yes, whether you're talking to someone new, meeting a friend's partner, or just chatting about relationships, today's phrases will be super helpful.
So let's start with positive situations, times when everything is going well. For example, imagine you meet someone and you like them. A simple, friendly way to ask them out is, would you like to go for a coffee sometime?
Oh, yes, that's perfect. And if you're already spending time with someone, you can say, I really enjoy spending time with you. It shows interest without being too strong.
Exactly. And if you want to say something a little more personal, you can say, I feel happy when I'm with you. People love hearing that. It's simple and kind.
Small compliments also work really well. You can say, you have a great smile, or I love your sense of humor. It's casual but meaningful.
And remember, it's not just about romantic situations. You can use similar phrases with friends to show appreciation, like, I enjoy spending time with you, or you always make me laugh.
That's a good point. Now, let's talk about negative situations, times when someone may not feel the same way. For example, you might hear, I'm sorry, I'm busy this week, or I don't feel the same way.
Yeah, it can feel disappointing, but learning how to respond politely is important. You could say, That's okay, I understand. Thank you for telling me.
Exactly. Being respectful makes the conversation easier for both people.
And sometimes people use humor or friendly language to soften the rejection. For example, maybe another time. That's casual and less serious.
That's true. Okay, let's move on to daily life situations where you might meet someone. For example, meeting someone at a cafe. Hi, do you come here often?
Or talking about hobbies. What do you like to do in your free time? That's great for starting a friendly conversation.
And if you want to invite someone to do something together, you could say, would you like to join me for a walk in the park?
Exactly. And if you're on a trip, you might say, Do you want to explore this place together? Travel is a great way to meet new people.
Let's also talk about meeting someone through friends. Imagine your friend introduces you to someone. You could say, Hi, it's nice to meet you. I've heard a lot about you.
Oh, yes, that's very natural. And a follow up could be, Do you come here often? Or what do you usually do on weekends? It keeps the conversation flowing.
And don't forget texting. Sometimes it's easier to start with text messages. For example, Hi, I really enjoyed meeting you yesterday. Would you like to meet again?
That's true. Texting is very common now, and it's okay to use simple English. Even something like, I hope you're having a good day, can start a nice conversation.
Exactly. Oh, and one more tip. Showing interest in the other person is key. Asking questions like, what kind of music do you like? Or have you seen any good movies lately? Works really well.
Absolutely. And listening is just as important as talking. You can say, That's interesting. Tell me more. It shows you care about what they're saying.
Great. So far, we've talked about positive phrases, polite ways to handle rejection, daily life situations, meeting someone through friends, and even texting.
Yes, that's a lot already. And in the next part, we'll continue with dating and relationships at work, school, and other social events. We'll give you even more phrases and examples to practice.
So, as we were saying, let's talk about dating and relationships at work, school, or social events. These situations can be a little tricky, but there are easy ways to handle them.
Absolutely. For example, at work, if you want to ask someone to lunch, you can say, "Would you like to have lunch together today?" Simple and polite.
Yes, and at school, maybe you want to invite a classmate to study together. You could say, "Do you want to study together for the exam?" It's casual, but can also lead to friendship or more.
Exactly. And at social events, like a party or a meetup, you could start with, "Hi, my name is your name. What's your name?" Very simple, but it works every time.
Oh, yes, introductions are key. And then you can follow up with questions about hobbies. Do you like sports or music? Or have you been to this place before?
And if you want to show interest, you could say, "I'd love to hear more about that." It keeps the conversation going naturally.
Exactly. Now, sometimes conversations can be a little awkward at first. You might feel nervous. In that case, it's okay to say, "I'm a little nervous, but I'm happy to meet you."
That's true. People usually find honesty charming, and a smile always helps too.
Let's talk about small compliments in these situations. You can say, "You have a nice laugh," or "I like your outfit." Simple compliments make people feel good and are easy to remember.
Oh, yes, I know that feeling. Sometimes just a small comment can make someone's day.
Another useful tip is making suggestions for activities together. For example, "Would you like to go to the cinema this weekend?" Or "Do you want to try that new cafe together?"
Exactly. And if the person says yes, it's a perfect chance to practice more English while having fun.
Yes, and even if the answer is no, you can respond politely. "No problem, maybe another time." It keeps things friendly.
That's very important. Respectful responses are always appreciated.
Let's also practice expressing feelings in English. For example, you could say, "I really like spending time with you," or "I enjoy talking with you."
Or if you want to be playful, you could say, "You always make me smile." It's friendly and positive.
And in situations where you're just getting to know someone, simple phrases like "It's nice to get to know you" work very well.
That's true. And don't forget about texting after meeting someone. You can send a message like, "It was great to meet you today. Hope you have a good evening."
Exactly. Texting is very common now, and short messages like that are perfect for learners.
Oh, yes, I use that all the time. It's simple, friendly, and it keeps the conversation going without pressure.
Great. So, in this part, we practice phrases for work, school, social events, compliments, activity suggestions, expressing feelings, and texting.
Yes, that's a lot of useful English. And in the next part, we'll focus on travel situations, online dating, and more real life examples. So you can use English wherever you are.
So, continuing from our last part, let's talk about dating and relationships while traveling. Travel is a great way to meet new people, and English can help you connect with them.
Absolutely. For example, if you meet someone at a hotel or on a tour, you could say, "Hi, where are you from?" Or, "Are you enjoying your trip?"
Yes. And if you want to suggest exploring together, you can say, "Would you like to join me for a walk around the city?" Or, "Do you want to see the local market with me?"
That's perfect. And remember, simple compliments also work while traveling. For example, "You have a great smile." Or, "I like your backpack. It looks really cool."
Oh, yes. Little compliments like that make conversations more natural and friendly.
Another travel example is dining together. You could say, "Do you want to try this restaurant with me?" Or, "I'm going to try this dish. Would you like to join?"
That's true. And even if someone says no, you can respond kindly. "No problem. Maybe another time."
Exactly. Now, let's talk about online dating. Online dating is very common these days, and English phrases are slightly different.
Right. For example, when messaging someone for the first time, you could say, "Hi, I saw your profile and I think we have similar interests. Would you like to chat?"
Or you can start with a question. I noticed you like hiking. What's your favorite trail? It shows interest and is easy to reply to.
Oh, yes. Asking questions is key online. It keeps the conversation moving. And don't forget to respond politely if someone doesn't reply immediately. You could say, "No worries. I hope you're having a good day."
That's very true. Patience is important online. And when you feel ready, you can suggest a meeting with, "Would you like to meet for coffee sometime?"
Perfect. And if you want to compliment someone online, simple phrases work best. "I like your profile picture," or "Your hobbies sound really interesting."
Exactly. Online or offline, honesty and kindness are always appreciated.
Now let's practice expressing feelings in online conversations. You could say, "I enjoy talking with you," or "I like getting to know you."
And playful phrases work too. "You always make me smile when we chat." Or, "I look forward to your messages."
Those are great. Also, it's important to know how to politely end a conversation if needed. For example, "It was nice talking to you. Have a good evening."
That's right. Polite endings are important, especially when you're still building a connection.
So in this part, we've covered travel situations, dining, online dating, expressing feelings online, and polite endings.
Yes, and in the next part, we'll summarize all the new phrases and vocabulary, give tips to practice, and finish with a motivational message for our listeners.
So, as we wrap up today's episode, let's review some of the useful phrases and vocabulary we've learned.
Yes, we talked about positive phrases like, "I enjoy spending time with you," "Would you like to go for a coffee sometime?" and "You have a great smile."
And we also covered polite responses for negative situations, such as, "That's okay, I understand," or "Maybe another time."
Exactly. We also practice daily life situations like meeting someone at a cafe. "Hi, do you come here often?" Or inviting someone to do something. "Would you like to join me for a walk in the park?"
And don't forget work, school, and social events phrases like, "Do you want to study together?" Or "Would you like to have lunch together?"
Right. Plus, we explored travel and online dating situations, including, "Are you enjoying your trip?" "Do you want to explore this place together?" And "I saw your profile and I think we have similar interests. Would you like to chat?"
It's a lot of phrases. Remember, the key is to practice speaking and listening every day. Try using these phrases with friends, classmates, or even in role-playing exercises.
Yes, and don't be afraid to make mistakes. The more you practice, the more confident you'll become. Even small conversations help a lot.
We also learned that listening and showing interest is just as important as speaking. Phrases like, "That's interesting, tell me more," or "I'd love to hear more about that," make conversations flow naturally.
Absolutely. And remember, kindness and honesty always go a long way, whether you're meeting someone in person or online.
So, to our listeners, keep practicing these phrases. Use them in real life situations, and don't worry if it feels a little strange at first. English is all about communication and connection.
Yes, you can even leave a comment below and tell us which phrase you want to practice first, or share a funny or interesting story about dating or meeting new people in English.
Thank you so much for listening today. We hope you enjoyed this episode and found it helpful for your English learning journey.
Keep practicing, stay confident, and remember, every conversation is a chance to improve your English and make new friends.
That's right. We'll see you in the next episode.
Bye, everyone, and have a wonderful day.